So in 1990, I slept out on the sidewalk to get standing room tickets for me and my dad to go see the first round of the playoffs. We played the A's, and it was Roger Clemens was going to pitch against Dave Stewart. And my dad was a pitcher. He was a left-handed pitcher, and played through college at Syracuse. And he loved pitching. He just loved it. And so I slept out with my roommates, and so we got our place in line, and we woke up to a moving line. We jumped up and moved along with our sleeping bags, and you know, by the time I got to the ticket window, Mike Chen, my roommate, got the last 2 tickets to the Game 1, which was Clemens versus Stewart, and I got Game 2 tickets, and Mike Chen swapped with me. He was a great guy, Mike Chen, still is a great guy. So I took my dad to that game, and we lost, because that's what the Red Sox do. You did in the playoffs,
and hopefully in the future do.
No. And so my dad, you know, my dad kind of died in slow motion, and so we were, you know, the last year of his life, we moved back to Boston, and we were just in the hospital for a year. So we had a lot of conversations, and one of the things he said was he wanted some of his ashes to go to Fenway Park. And I said, do you want me to see if I could maybe get him, you know, to the pitcher's mound or whatever? And he goes, I put him in the box seats. He goes, put him in the seats. He goes, I never made it on the field. He goes, you're going to get swept up with like the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. And he goes, I don't give a shit. So I get a text from my brother during Game 1, and there was a picture of him and his 2 sons. And he said, I got this little spoonful of Dad's ashes. But you know, he and I had lived through this thing together, and he goes, I can't do this without you. And I said, are you kidding me? I was like, we're in the World Series. You got the 2 best left-handed pitchers on the planet going against each other, and his 2 grandsons. And I said, just go for it. I said, I'm with you just like he is. And so this series had a lot of significance for us. So I hope that mitigates some of your pain in wearing that jersey, because this team, you know, incredible team. Like, I watched probably every game last season, because my dad was too weak to move, so that was all he could do.
You got to watch baseball with him.
We would sit there and watch baseball, and he'd go in and out of sleep, and so he loved this team. So.
Wow, the fact that you had that time with your dad and that it was something you guys loved, and he ends up, even if he's swept up with the, you know, the snacks. That's terrible. But
listen, he would have thought it was funny, I promise you. Because we brought it up to him, and it was not a deal breaker for him. So,
but there's a spoonful at Fenway. I think that's pretty special.
Just a tiny bit. That might not. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't say that publicly. But no, it's already gone. The wind's already blown that away.
I guess to have that connection with your dad is pretty special, and
yeah,
I
got
always
so
remember
lucky.
this series in a different way.
You will, yes,
and you will too.
But no, I was so lucky. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like I've seen the kind of dad you are. It's like it hit me like what that impact was. Now that I can look at it kind of in its totality, because it's over. How lucky! What a incredibly lucky person I was to have him as my dad. You know, and how it makes me want to do that for these kids, you know, and I want them to feel that way too.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.